All righty. I guess we are officially live here on this Wednesday morning. It is 10 a.m. Eastern Time, February 9th. And today's actually a pretty big day because, today is the official day that I released the first one, or actually, it's the first of three video trainings inside of what I am calling the keyword gold mine training, the KG training. And yeah, we just released the first video. We're also going to be doing a bonus live Q&A call today, which everyone will be invited to, which will be answering any keyword questions, anything like that. And then also I have another little bonus that I'm going to be giving to everyone that joins uh, before today at noon Eastern time. Speaking of, today on this session, we're going to be talking about deadlines and why they are so powerful. And I'm going to be talking about how they're powerful for promotions, but also things that we're doing. I'm going to give you two examples, recent examples of how I've used deadlines, and they help me get things done, but also they help me bring in more sales. So that's what we're going to be covering here today on this little coffee talk. So pretty busy day though, so I am going to try to keep this about 15 minutes if I can once I get rolling here. But it's a pretty busy day. Actually a packed day because, just had to write a couple of emails to let people know, that we've just delivered the first training to everyone that jumped in for the keyword gold mine training. Also had to send one out to the list, to the entire list of people. And then secondly, I have two private coaching calls, plus I'm doing this. And we have our 3 o'clock call that we're going to be doing for our keyword gold mine questions. So busy day, but exciting. I love these types of days, to be honest with you, because it's doing something that I truly love doing. And that is, number one, keyword research. Love it. It's fun. But also when I get to hop on a call and do these private coaching calls, but then also get to hang out with a group of people this afternoon, that's a lot of fun because we're going to be talking about keyword research, which I totally love and I'm totally into. So before we get officially rocking and rolling here, I just want to make sure that we are in fact streaming. We are. I see a couple of comments coming through, so that's cool. I also did want to remind you guys that have not yet jumped in and you wanted to get access to those bonuses. Now, if you're watching this after noon Eastern on February 9th, the bonuses will not be coming with the training. But the training will be still available. We will be offering it. I think we're going to take it down though for a couple of days just to make sure that the things that we're, putting in place here where people are getting in and they're accessing all of the material and stuff. And then we'll open it back up because initially I decided to create this keyword gold mine to help people with that one specific area. And also we're going to be testing it to a new audience and seeing how that works. So I'm kind of using it for a bunch of different reasons. But with that all being said, I did want to get some people through it, accessing the private area, making sure that the lessons are making sense. We're also having some workbooks created. So there's a lot of stuff that we're doing to finish it in a sense. So up until noon today, we're basically opening up the signups for this. So we're calling it the early birds. That's why I'm giving a couple of bonuses. So if you're watching this after the fact, you can still go here to brandcreators.com/gold, depending on when it is, and you will be able to get access to this new training for finding keywords. And it will be very inexpensive. And I'm doing that on purpose because I want people to go through it. I want to introduce our strategies to a new audience, to our existing audience, but I also want to make it super affordable so we can show you exactly how we teach and what we're all about. So that's one of the main reasons we're going to really keep this thing very inexpensive. So again, brandcreators.com/gold. If you are watching this or listening to this before noon and you haven't jumped in, you probably want to go there right now. And then you will get the invite to today's call. If you can't make it, you'll get the recording and you'll get a special little bonus that I'm going to be giving away to everyone that joins early. So again, brandcreators.com/gold. If you are in BCA, You do not have to do anything. You're getting full access to this as a member, as you always do. So you need to do nothing. So just go to the private group, our Facebook group, and you'll see the information posted about it there. All right, so cool. Let's get rocking and rolling. And if you guys do have some quick questions on anything related to this here, our keyword goldmine program, training, whatever you want to call it, you can drop them in there. If you have any questions on keywords in general, I'll do my best. But we are going to be short on time today, so I won't be able to answer all that many, but you will be able to answer or ask any questions this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern if you're part of the early bird. So yeah. All right, cool. Hold on one second. Alejandro joined, but was curious if the videos will be available by next week. Yes, there's actually one video that we just posted, went live right now this morning. I emailed about it, so you'll have access to that. It's around 40 minutes long, and I go through the very first strategy for finding keywords, low competition keywords, whether you're new or if you have an existing site. It'll help you with that. And the workbooks are being worked on as we speak. So Alejandro, video 1 is already in there, or lesson number 1. The other 2 will follow most likely by this Friday. At the latest, it'll be next Monday. All right. And then we have an additional training that you had the chance to take us up on. It was our content booster. The content booster is different, meaning that if you already have existing content, we're going to be able to look at that content, see where it's ranking, and see where we can make improvements, and then potentially drive that up in the rankings so we get more traffic with existing content. That's what we're calling our content booster. And that's just going to be a training that I'm going to break that down, how you analyze that, when to do this, what to do, what to look for, and all those things. That is an additional training that is on top of the keyword goldmine as an additional thing if you're interested. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's kick this thing off. All right. We're going to talk about deadlines and why they're so important. All right. And how you can utilize them. All right, cool. Here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, another coffee talk, because if you're watching this live as I record this, well, you're here and you're on the coffee talk. So cheers. Actually, I'll hold up my coffee and we will cheers for the morning. If you're listening to this, cheers anyway. You're listening to the podcast, and I appreciate you doing that. But today, let me just kind of get right to it. Let's talk about deadlines, because if you are not using deadlines in your life, in your business, you are missing out on massive results. And I've noticed this for years, when I figured out that deadlines are huge. They're a huge motivator. They're a huge boost in sales, a reason to do something, right? And a deadline works for you if you are trying to get stuff done. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple of different examples here. We're going to talk about why they're so important with deadlines, and also how I recently used this for one of our new trainings, which is our keyword goldmine. I will give you the backstory on that, how I thought through this whole process, and I will talk about the productivity side of deadlines and how I also use that to help me this time and many times to get stuff done. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about on this episode. Now, if you are here and you are part of our coffee talk, you can ask questions live. If you are not here, you can go to takeactioncrew.com and you can join us one day and you can ask some questions, which that's where we do that on the coffee talks. All right. So let's just dig right in. All right. And the reason why I decided to do this is because right now, the time that I'm recording this, now, if you're listening to this on the podcast, this is going to be, in the past, but we're finishing up a promotion for our keyword goldmine training, which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out yet, you should. brandcreators.com/gold. It will probably shock you at the size of the investment, that it is actually very, very little. And that is by design, by the way, because we want to get it in as many people's hands as possible, because we know that this is huge for a lot of people that have existing content sites or people that are looking to build them. All right. But I wanted to share this with you because I think it's going to be beneficial, because we're currently going through it right now. And we've went through it several times in the past. And I've personally done this for years. I mean, I'm talking back brick and mortar years, okay, of using promotions and using deadlines together. All right. So the very first thing that we need to do if you're running a promotion, and I mean, it could be a promotion that you have with a 100-person email list, or it could be a promotion that you are running on a Facebook ad. It could be a promotion that you're just running on your Facebook page, your group, if you have any type of audience, or it could be a promotion that you're just running on your website. And you can basically give a deadline. How long do you have before this thing ends? All right. And think about yourself for a second. How many times have you waited until the last minute to make the decision to just do it, or to go to the store to buy it, or use the coupon that's going to expire? How many times have you done that? Just think about that for a second, and don't feel bad if it's happened to you, because it's happened to me, still happens to me. Deadlines are something that I definitely pay attention to, even though I know what the heck's going on. I know it. But the thing is a lot of times when we first see a promotion, we'll be like, I like this. I might want to do this, but you know what? I don't know if I'm going to have the time. I don't know. I'll just wait because I've got 3 days, or I've got a week, or whatever, right? Have you done that? I mean, come on. We've all done it, right? Yeah, okay. Whatever. The sale is until, this time. And then a couple days go by and you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's right, I wanted to do that. Or maybe you got a reminder, maybe you got an email, maybe you got a text, maybe you saw it on a commercial, wherever you saw it, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, that's right, I got to do it. How much time do I have? I forgot it's going to run out. And then you go and do it. Or you might wait until the very last minute and you may say, you know what? Oh my gosh, tomorrow. And my wife has done this, by the way, where Kohl's is going to be closing. Kohl's is a department store for, deals, clothes, all that type of stuff. And she gets Kohl's Cash. Well, the Kohl's Cash will expire by a certain time. So she's got to go use it. So she has literally done that. Oh my gosh, the store closes at 9. I got to get there. And it could have been 7:00 and she's going to make a run over to the store to use her $10 Kohl's Cash. She spends her $10 Kohl's Cash, gets that, and then also comes and, comes back and says, spent like 50, $60 or $100 or whatever it is, right? It's a way to get you back in the store. But the point is using the deadline. Okay. Now she had to remind herself that it was going to expire. Now, if you have something like email, or you can talk about it on social or any of that stuff, that's a game changer. Okay. So let me give you an example, okay, on what this looks like. Now, a couple of things that you need to be clear on with a deadline if you're going to run one of these in your business. And that is, you need a clear start time and you need a clear stop time, and you need a reason why. Okay. You have to have a reason why. And I don't care if the reason why is like, we decided to discount our thing for 4 days because it's my birthday and I just felt like celebrating. Doesn't matter. Come up with a reason why and do it. Now, again, make it ethical. Don't make it something that you're pretending that something is going to be high and then it's low or whatever. Like, don't limited quantity if you don't really have a limited quantity. Like, that's hard to do on a digital product, right? But you do want to have something that could either go away, or a price that's going to go away, or maybe it's going to be a bonus that's going to go away. And I'll give you an example of what that looks like here in a second. So the most recent one, and actually we just did one before this, we did one for a workshop that we were doing, a free workshop, basically a webinar. And this was for our niche properties class. And we did the free webinar. We taught what we were teaching, and it was great. It was 60 minutes. And then we pitched basically niche properties for anybody that wanted to be a part of that. From that, we got some people that joined on the webinar. That's normal. And then we gave them 4 days to basically watch the replay and get the bundle that we were offering at a discount. So day 1, sales were okay. Day 2, Day 3, a little better. Day 4, through the roof. Okay. So every single time, like, I can go back and look at any promotion that I've ever done. The last day is generally going to be the most. Okay. It's going to be the most. Now, if you didn't send those reminders, probably not so good, because you have no way to encourage them or to remind them. I had one guy, actually, I sent 3 emails in one day, which is a lot for me. And he messaged me and said, "Hey, Scott, thanks so much for sending the 3 emails. Keep them coming. I'm getting older, and my mind slips me sometimes. I need some reminders every now and then. So he literally said, I need you to remind me, right? And that helps in getting more sales. So our most recent little pre-launch here that we're doing for our keyword gold mine, which by the way, guys, it's like at this time that I'm recording this, it's under $10, right? So not a huge heavy promotion I wanted to put behind this, but I did want to get some people through it so I could get some feedback. But it's not like, it's not like $100 even or $1,000 program. It's literally under $10, right? But I still wanted to be able to run this through a pre-launch and give people a deadline. But the thing is, I'm still going to offer it after we are done here. Okay. After we are done with this deadline. So how do you create a deadline to get people in so they know they just can't wait 3 weeks, a month, or whatever, right? So you add bonuses. So what we ended up doing is adding a bonus live Q&A call. Okay. Now we said, hey, listen, if you're part of the pre-launch, we're going to invite you to a live Q&A. And if you can't make it, you can submit your questions. We'll answer them. And then we're going to record it and we'll give you that recording. So that's a bonus that goes away, right? If you join this and you're listening to this right now and you join it, you're not going to necessarily get that bonus. You're not going to be able to be there live and ask questions live. Okay. The second thing that I'm doing is I'm offering another bonus. I'm going to give a private session that I did for our BCA members that I'm going to show people like part of that. That's going to show them the over-the-shoulder view of what it looks like to do keyword research. So again, it's related to it, and it's a bonus that I only did for our BCA members, but I'm gonna give these people access to it. Now, little side note here. Another reason why I want to do this type of stuff for these people, and this is just a side note, by the way, is because when I'm mentioning BCA, right, our private members, they're getting exclusive stuff. This is going to give them a taste of what that's like, right? Now, remember, I said this is going to be something that I'm going to be offering to a wider audience. The benefits of that is I'm going to be able to introduce them to BCA. See how that works? But also, I get to add a little deadline here, get people in, give them education. And by the way, it's going to blow people's minds. That's the other thing. I want people to go, wait a minute here. I paid less than $10 for this thing, and I'm getting this much value, something that I've purchased in the past for $100, $500, and I'm getting this. Man, this is crazy. Like, this is great. Like, there's got to be something going on here, and there's not, right? I want to basically have someone go through this and go, oh my gosh, like this is just the value in this is like 100 times what I paid, right? That's also the point in this. Okay, back to deadlines. So that's what I want to do here. I want to get people in the door, but deadlines is a huge motivator for people, right? So that's how I was able to do it with this new training. Now, on our last workshop that we did the same exact thing, we discounted the price. So regular price was $599. We gave like a $200 or $300 discount, which is crazy. But the regular price is discounted almost by itself because it's $1,000 program. And right now, currently, it's $599. Still getting a discount, but then we made it just a crazy offer where I threw in some bonuses and everything, but those bonuses were going to go away. The price was going to go away. And the results from that promotion were great. And the last day was the best because of the deadline. All right. So deadlines work. All right. So always think about deadlines. And the other thing is you have to remind people of the deadline, and you also have to remind them that it's coming to a close. But the one thing I want to go back to is you need a clear start, you need a clear stop, and you need a reason why. Okay. So there you go. There's your promotions. Now, the second thing I want to talk about for deadlines is using them to be more productive, to get stuff done. Right. So I'm going to give you a real example. So my newest training, the keyword gold mine training, I gave myself a deadline. All right. And the way that I did it was I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead, think through when do I want to start letting people know about the keyword gold mine training? When do I want to let them start enrolling? And then when do I want it to end? And then when do I need to deliver the goods? So I basically, again, pre-sold this. That's why it was a pre-launch. And then it gave me a deadline that I needed at least one of the trainings done by that Wednesday that we were going to end the little promotion. So I gave myself a deadline. I gave them a deadline. I gave myself a deadline. And then what that does is it forces me to get it done. Just as if your teacher said, hey, listen, by next Wednesday, I need you to do a book report on this. Next Wednesday, you're handing it in. Same idea. We just got to do it for ourselves. And guess what? At the time of recording this, the first video lesson and the portal where you're going to be able to access all of the trainings is done. It's there. And we're in the process of working on the workbooks. I have my girl Lisa working on those, and not my wife Lisa, another Lisa. It's funny whenever I mention the Lisa that does our workbooks, people think that it's my wife. It's not. It's another Lisa, and she's inside of BCA, and she's just an awesome creator for distilling down information and putting it into just a great workbook style. She actually does our niche property insiders as well inside BCA. So just kudos to her. So Lisa, a little shout out here for you. But I need to give myself deadlines, okay, to get stuff done. We all need deadlines, okay? We need structure. And what you need to do is say, okay, I'm going to create 10 posts for my website, and they need to be done by a date. And now it's up to you to go and try to reverse engineer. What are the steps? What is the timing that needs to get done so this happens? I'll give you another example of a deadline that I gave myself. We are doing a 90-day content blitz on one of our niche properties. I basically broke it down and I said, okay, if we're going to do a 90-day, 110 pieces of content in 90 days, by the way, I need to break it down. How many are going to be posted in a week? And then who is going to be doing these, assign them, all of that stuff. I need to hit my marks. So now I broke the 90-day blitz down into weeks. And now I just assign the content, break it down, send it off to my writers, make sure it's published. And every week now I do a check-in to make sure that we're on track to hit our deadline. But at the end of that 90-day window, as we get closer, I'm going to see where we are. And I may need to get on my writers and say, I need more done. Or maybe we're good, right? So we have to have these deadlines to help us get stuff done. Now, that's a bigger deadline, but I'm talking, you can compress that and say, okay, by next week, I need to have my niche picked. I need to have my piece of content created and published. That's actually what we did inside of our content creation workshop is we actually took you through and gave you 7 days. Even though it doesn't take 7 days, we gave you 7 days and said at the end of that Friday, you should be handing in your paper as if you were in school, but really you're posting and optimizing your first blog post. That's what happens inside of our content creation challenge, our workshop. So you have to give yourself deadlines. They are super powerful. And again, I use them in everything that I do. Just as I shared with you, I mean, the most recent one is for our keyword goldmine training. I did it for a promotion, and I also did it for me to get it done and get it out the door. And I'm not done with that deadline because my deadline now is I still need to finish it. So guess what? I've been telling all of the people that are joining the rest of the videos, the trainings will be there by Friday at the latest Monday. So I gave myself a little bit of cushion there, but really in my mind, I'm thinking I got to get them done by Friday. But you know what? Life happens. Things get in the way. If I need to, I could always finish up the last one for Monday. So I gave myself that. But Monday is the drop dead deadline. Like it has to be done by then, regardless. If I got to stay up late one night, if I have to get up early one day and get that done, it's going to get done, right? I've promised people. So again, by me promising people, it forces me to get it done, right? And that's the deadline portion of it. So promotions, huge, okay? Productivity, huge. Deadlines clearly work. So let's just recap here real quick. You need a very, very clear start and stop and a reason why when you're running a promotion. All right. And if you're doing this for productivity, you do also need a clear start time and a stop time, and not so much of why you're doing this, but you need more of a what, right? What is it going to be? What is the accomplishment that you're going to achieve? So a clear start, a clear stop, but it's a what, not so much the why. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. Hopefully, this has helped you. Hey, if you do want to go through my latest training, if you want to find low competition keywords, I have 3 specific strategies. These are going to be for people that are brand new. It's also for people that have existing websites and content sites, and they're looking to expand it and grow it. We are going to spend time together going through these 3 strategies. Once you join, you'll have full access. All right. So if you want access to that, head on over to brandcreators.com/gold, and you'll get full access to that. And like I said, you'll probably be shocked when you see that the investment is so little. And I did that on purpose, by the way. I want to get testimonials. I want to get your testimonial of how easy it was for you to find a whole bunch of these keywords. But then I want you to create the content, post it, and start getting traffic. And then I want to share your story. So that's the reason why I want to make this super affordable, and I want you to go through it. And I want you to do it one step at a time. All right. So guys, brandcreators.com/gold. It'll give you full access to that. And if you ever have any questions, you can always show up here at a coffee talk over at takeactioncrew.com, and I can answer them over there. Or you can always just send me a message, scott@brandcreators.com. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now go get them. Cut. All right, guys. Real quick, let me just see if we got any quick questions. Let's see. Salama, will these eventually be added to my portal with other trainings I bought? Not, probably not. And here's why. We're making this separate than our internal training. So there's a couple reasons why. I'm not going to go into that here. It's a little bit more of just structure and just also for people that are outside of our training courses and things like that. And this is more of a micro training. So maybe in the future, but right now, no, it will be in a different location, but you'll have access to that. And all you'll need to do is just make sure that you use that private access link. All right. What's up, Troy? Good morning, buddy. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So Russ, same idea here. Again, we are going to be looking into that, to adding it to the portal. But if you just, so Russ and Salma, anyone else, you should have received an email this morning from me that gave you access to it with that link. And then you'll just use that access link. Let's see. What would be too long to wait to set a deadline date? Well, it depends on what it's for. But if we're talking about a promotion, anything more than 4 days is usually a little bit too long. I've done them as much as a week, but then the in between, it just becomes a little bit stagnant. So I like to make them about 3 to 4 days is usually my max, sometimes 5. Pre-launch date and duration of funnels dependent on the price of the workshop and product. Not necessarily. I mean, yes, if you're selling something that's going to be more expensive, then you probably want more of a build-up to the actual release of your product to create desire and also to share that you can actually help them. So you need more pre-selling, if you will, where you're helping people get even these micro results. And then at the back end of that, if it's something expensive, I would say 5 days would be max. But the whole launch itself could be 2 weeks. Now, if you were doing this on a webinar type style, then you would build up to the webinar, get people registered, get them on the webinar, teach, really deliver, and then show them how you can further help them with whatever program you have, and ask them to buy there, giving them a discount or giving them some bonuses, and then follow up through email over 4 days. That's it. Like, that is the process. Is a cold launch different? Well, the cold launch is this. Most likely, it's not going to do as well as if you had people that were already currently on your email list. So that's the thing. I've had people years ago that came to 7 or 8 of my webinars that I did every single week, and they didn't buy until the 7th one, right? So you have to understand, especially if it's expensive, it's going to take longer for people to get to know, like, and trust you. If it's an impulse buy, even something like this, like we're doing right now for under $10, that's more of an impulse buy. It's like, for under $10, I'll go ahead and give it a whirl. What do I have to lose? And that will get people in as a buyer, and then we'll continue to help them and also introduce more products as they get to know, like, and trust us. It is a harder thing to take someone cold and immediately ask them to buy something that's $500 or $1,000. It is a harder sale. Unless you have like a ton of testimonials like that. That's the only way that would be easier. So hopefully that helped you, Salma. All right, guys, that is it. That's going to wrap it up. I am busy. Like I said, I've got my first coaching call here in a half hour, so I got to get ready for that. I got another one at 12:30. Then I've got our 3:00 call for our Keyword Goldmine Q&A session, which I'm excited about. Got to save my voice a little bit, probably be sipping on some tea. So if you guys have any questions on this, you can always drop them down below. But yes. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Russ, I'll hop in there for a second and answer your question. But if you guys are interested in getting access to the Keyword Goldmine and the bonuses that we're offering, go to brandcreators.com/gold before noon today. There's your deadline. Okay, 11:59 a.m. Eastern time. And then it will go over to where we are going to basically put it where it's a wait list for right now. And then we'll open it back up. And yes, you'll be able to still get access to it, but the bonuses will not be there. So yeah, go there, brandcreators.com/gold. And regardless, if you're watching this like later, like months later, still go there. It's going to be crazy, ridiculously inexpensive. So this way here, you can get access to it. And then you can go through the training. All right. Russ, yes, I did address it. Just there should have been a link sent to you via email. If you didn't get that, send me an email, scott@brandcreators.com. I'll make sure you get it. Also inside of BCA, we posted it in there, the call information and access to it. But no, it will not be in your training portal as of yet. We may do that in the future, but right now this is more of a standalone outside of anything that we would put in that training portal for our active members. So hopefully that makes sense. But yes, you'll have access to this. A private link has been sent to you and you should be able to access it. Let me know if you have any issues with that. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys. I'll see some of you guys later on this afternoon. All right. And if you are in BCA, make sure that you check the private group. That is also where we added the link to join the live call this afternoon. All right. So guys, that's it. Talk to you later. Take care.